The leader of the Pride Troopers from Universe 11 has accused Goku of crimes against the multiverse with claims of evil intent as Goku looks to battle against someone who is a candidate to be the next god of destruction as Toppo engages with Goku in an all-out battle as we near ourselves ever so closer to the Tournament of Power, but something happens in this episode in which prolongs this battle, which ultimately sets itself up in the coming episodes as we make our way ever so closer to the beginning of the Tournament of Power. What's going on, Dragon Ball fans? Welcome to my Dragon Ball Super episode 82 breakdown review entitled Never Forgive Son Goku, Toppo the Warrior of Justice Intrudes, leading into Dragon Ball Super episode 83 in what promises to be a very exciting episode with Goku now having to round everybody up. Now Universe 7 has finally understood the gravity of the situation in which bears that of Universe 7, in which we also learn more about Toppo in this episode than we previously have known. And a quick plug before we begin, in case you guys are not following me at Twitter, make sure to go on ahead and follow me at Twitter at UnrealEntGaming. The link will be down in the description below for all the latest in Dragon Ball news, information, and updates. And of course, if you guys want to keep notified of what's going on, make sure to follow me at Twitter. And of course, if you guys are new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out, and don't forget to turn on notifications. That way you guys yourselves are notified of whenever a Dragon Ball discussion, review, or gameplay video is posted on this channel. Your feedback and of course your support really means a lot to me, so be sure to go on ahead and spread the word about the channel, guys. It really means a lot to me. So Toppo's battle with Goku has finally come to a conclusion, with the Grand Priest having to stop the battle due to its intensity, as we also finally have confirmation that Toppo is not the strongest from his universe. He is not the strongest of the Pride Troopers. In fact, he revealed to Goku during this episode that in fact Jiren is the strongest fighter on the Pride Troopers team. He also may be the strongest fighter on Team Universe number 11, which also goes to show that Goku and Toppo are equal when it comes to battle power, in that Goku is the strongest of Team Universe 7 and he's only equal to the second strongest of Team Universe 11, which ultimately means the second strongest fighter of Universe 11 is equal to the strongest person over on Team Universe 7, which is Beerus' universe. But even having a look at Dragon Ball Super episode 83, we see how Vegeta is holding his daughter in his hand as Bra is finally born, which also confirms that in 2 days, according to the Grand Priest, in 40 hours, the Tournament of Power will begin. So 2 days after Bra is born, Vegeta's gonna have to put his daughter down and compete for the sake of protecting her. However, also during the Dragon Ball Super episode 83 preview, we see Krillin battling Basal. Now this could be the idea and envisioning that Krillin may be having in his head, because I really doubt that Universe 9 or Universe 7 are going to be directly connected in training or sparring, but of course, similar to how we saw Krillin fight Frieza and Cell and Majin Buu a few episodes back when Krillin was pretty much forced to eliminate all fear, I think the idea and the concept is within Krillin's head that he's going to be training and battling and envisioning his opponent to be Basal. But nonetheless, we see how Bulma has like these pregnant exercises, which towards the very end we see our very first glimpse of Vegeta holding Bra in his hand. Now, in pertains to Dragon Ball Super episode 82, it is confirmed that Toppo keeps envisioning Goku to be evil because of the endangerment he put the multiverse in. Now that's all through perspective, but you also can't sleep on Toppo because there was a signature move that he had where he literally squeezed the Super Saiyan transformation out of Goku until of course Goku was able to turn the tides by becoming a Super Saiyan Blue. And this fight was so intense that the Grand Priest had stopped the battle due to the idea that Goku and Toppo are taking this a little too far and thus wanting to save this for the Tournament of Power, which ultimately makes sense. However, even towards the end of this episode, both Goku and Toppo are uncertain on winning this tournament, and in which this episode also glorified Beerus and Goku's interaction because they kept arguing so many times to where even Whis had to intervene a few times to tell them to relax, because when asked if Goku is able to win in this tournament, Goku replied by saying, well, at least we got Gohan and Buu, which pretty much pissed Beerus off to the point where he was screaming at Goku. But the one thing that I cannot stand about the character of Toppo is that he stands for pride and justice and destroying evil, very similar to Zamasu, and thus far we haven't seen any unpredictable psychopaths, we haven't seen any, schizophrenic like characters, we haven't seen anyone that pushes the envelope. Even Vermouth, the god of destruction of universe number 11, seems to admire the Pride Troopers and what they do. However, it was stated by the Kaioshin of universe 11 if in fact Toppo and Goku can have this match to begin with, in which the Omni King agreed and then later stopped by the Grand Priest. So now it is Goku's responsibility to be the talent scout to pick out 10 of the strongest fighters that he feels fit that can enter this tournament. Now, what does this say about Jiren? Now, ultimately enough, a lot of people overhyped Toppo, but even Toppo cannot be taken lightly as he is equal to Super Saiyan Blue Goku, as we saw with both Toppo and Goku having to go back and forth. It wasn't seemingly a one-sided battle, especially having to look at the analysis and seeing Toppo being able to keep up blow for blow, punch for punch with Goku, to the point where they were destroying the entire arena, they were destroying the pillars, they were breaking the ring, they were all over the place, even to the point where Goku used Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken and Toppo also having to increase his energy, and it got so tense and so hot that the Daishinkan had to pause the battle in continuation of the Tournament of Power. So this gives you an idea that in 2 days, everyone's gonna have to train, do what they have to do to prep for this tournament, because not only is this going to be a battle royal, but each universe is on the line, which terrifies Beerus, and which I also want to say this episode was really good when it came down to Beerus yelling at Goku, because Goku didn't really yell back in a way. He was just like, well, we still have other fighters, so it is what it is. Like, Goku didn't really care. However, it is noteworthy that Goku may be hiding something, as he seems to be a bit too calm about this. We don't know if he's gonna train. He is going to recruit everyone else, as they do have 40 hours. So within that 40 hours, we might see Goku do a little bit of training. We might see Vegeta do a little bit of training. We might see other people actually do something to better progress themselves. However, it's up in the air if that's going to even happen. But if there's one thing to look forward to next week, it's going to be some pregnancy workouts, and we're going to see Goku recruit people, and of course Bra. But I want to also point out some stuff that was actually said during this episode, especially with the gods and even the angels themselves. But there was another thing that I wanted to point out in which Goku said, and that's, I will show you what it looks like once I've passed my limit, after he initiated Kaioken. So that kind of intrigues me as to if Goku has finally been able to break through his actual limits in finding something even beyond that of Super Saiyan Blue. We'll never really know, but even if that were to be the case, as sworn by Toppo, he said, even if I should fall, I still have my sworn friend Jiren, and he will be the leader of justice himself. Justice is everlasting, and that does not change. Goku shall fall. And going back to the topic of gods, it's kind of funny adding Champa as a comedic relief, as he did ask the question if Hit actually happened to have 10 brothers. That way he can go on ahead and win the tournament easy, with Vados having to say don't be that shallow. But regardless of the situation, after they all went to the Supreme Kai homeworld, we see how Hercule initiated the conversation in saying, can we win? With again Goku having to say, I don't know. And then even at that point, we see how Beerus pokes shots at the angels and saying, at times an angel, at times a guide. You're in a pretty convenient position, say Whis, since the Grand Priest is your father, right? Like, what kind of special privileges do you have? With Whis having to say yeah, and then Beerus having to say, give him a bribe so he'll exclude us from the tournament. And Whis is like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Don't say such stupid things. So Beerus is so concerned, especially after witnessing Toppo versus Goku. But even having to go back, Toppo did say, I hate bringing joy to you, evil. You are evil. So that vision, that perception on Goku will never change, as he said, I'm not the strongest being in our universe, but I shall bring you down on your knees for being evil. I don't think that even during this tournament, Toppo will be able, especially if Goku breaks his limits, be able to contend against them. But I do think that Goku's greatest threat will be Jiren, and in which Goku does walk away very serious by saying Jiren's name, and Beerus having to say, don't be so, nonchalant about this. You have to be more worried and nervous, because if there does exist fighters even stronger than you, what are you possibly gonna do? So I want to know your thoughts down below, guys, on Beerus's reaction to this, because Beerus doesn't like the idea that Goku just doesn't feel anything about this. But even Toppo said, I was unable to finish him, which tells me, in my opinion, that Toppo is not stronger than Goku, especially if Goku were to push his limits, in which we were about to see until the Grand Priest said no, let it be. So I want to know your thoughts down below, guys, on the overall presence of Toppo, and Vermood having to ask him, can you defeat Goku during the tournament, and Toppo having to say, I don't know. But going into Dragon Ball Super episode 83, don't expect there to be any action aside from Krillin versus Baso, although that may be done separately. We're gonna see the birth of Pan, we're gonna see everyone get together, and Vegeta was said, according to the spoilers, to be asked first about this, so we're gonna be expecting Vegeta's answer next week. It's obvious enough that he will join, but he will also be very hesitant to agree, as I do believe that once he finds out that the universe is in danger, only then is Vegeta going to agree. But aside from that, his new role is to cater to Bulma and of course Bra now. But post your comments down below, what are your overall thoughts on Jiren having to be the strongest of universe number 11, even stronger than Toppo? But that doesn't make any sense, because if Jiren is stronger than Toppo, then how come Toppo is being looked at as a candidate to be the next god of destruction if Jiren is stronger? That makes no sense. I mean, would it make more sense to you guys if Jiren was the one looked at as being the next god instead of Toppo since he's stronger? Or does Toppo possess some quality about him that makes him more worthy of being a god? What are your overall thoughts on the battle between Toppo and Goku? And what are your overall thoughts on everyone possibly having to train before this tournament takes place? Do you guys believe that someone actually just may train aside from Krillin? What are your overall thoughts on Goku having to rely on Gohan and Majin Buu and other fighters when actually called out by Beerus? Thank you all for watching. Once again, tune back in for the prediction video as we're all going to be sharing our predictions as to what's going to happen in Dragon Ball Super episode 83. Thank you all for watching. If you guys are Dragon Ball fans, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That way you guys are always up to date with all the latest in Dragon Ball news, information, updates, and discussions. If you guys love Dragon Ball, don't forget to go ahead and slap a like on the video. Tune back in for more. For me, I cannot wait for Jiren. There was always something special about him. Even having to go back and looking at the Dragon Ball Super intro when Jiren was fighting Goku, it kind of gave you an idea that whoever this person was, he was going to be a heavy hitter for his respective universe. So comment down below, do you guys believe that he is head and shoulders above Super Saiyan Blue? Post your comments down below, guys. Thank you all for watching. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you guys down in the comment section below. Take it easy, guys, and have a great night. Peace.